up, everybody?
How's it going?
It's Michael,
Jonathan?
Bro JMR, and we haven't done a sit down on the red couch talking video in quite a while, so I thought throw a quick one out there.
Yep.
Just for you. And tonight's topic.
Something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and it is just simply what are our favorite movie going experiences?
We totally can still do a podcast of this, no problems.
Oh, I'm well aware, but this
Yeah.
could be a little, just a little short
Yeah.
video. Which ones did we enjoy the most for whatever reason it is. And this was actually kind of difficult because we have been to see a lot of movies in the theater.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okie dokie. We each found three, so
Yeah.
we'll run through them. You want to start? It was your idea, so you want to start?
Sure. I am going to start with my first one is going to be Titanic. I've seen Titanic twice in the theater. One when it came out. Well, actually, it was probably a little bit after it came out originally. It was in the Dollar Theater in Longview. Dad took me to go see it. And then we saw it again when it was re-released in 3D. I really like Titanic. It's not a favorite movie of mine or anything, but it is a movie that you really cannot appreciate unless you really see it in the theater. It's a spectacle to see. And something about seeing it in the theater was just really special to me. So I think part of it might be because it was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. I remember leaving the theater when I went to go see it the first time after Dad took me, and I was just like, wow, that is amazing. Like, I can't believe that somebody was able to pull something like that off. And I think that was really my first real introduction to who James Cameron was as a director. And it was probably really my first, kind of the beginning of my introduction of my obsession with individual directors, not necessarily movies, which is still held over to this day. So, yeah. That'd be my first one.
Well, some of those ones we've actually already talked about, so we talked about them in other videos, so I had to go through and try to think of some ones we hadn't. So, July 4th, 1989, we went to go see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with some people from some friends of ours from the church group, and so as a 10-year-old kid, it was like larger than life. Just the fact that they're cruising through, going through the jungle of their backyard, and all the sleeping in Lego bricks and sliding down the grass water slide and the bee flight. I can still remember the commercials on it. The way they used to do commercials was they would have people interview as they were leaving the movie theater to see what they thought of it. And I remember saying, and the bee ride, that was rad. And I was like, okay, I want to know what this bee ride thing is, and it was really cool. So, and then we went to the Griffin's house afterwards and had a barbecue.
Yep.
Not necessarily number one in my all-time list, but that's the first one.
That movie's still a spectacle to this day. At 35 years old, I'll watch it and I'll be like, man, God, this movie was great. All right, my second one, and this was actually kind of a tough one. I have been very, very lucky in being able to see all of the Star Wars movies in theaters that have been released, including all three of the original ones, all three of the prequels, and all three of the new ones so far. And I wanted to choose a Star Wars movie, and I went with The Force Awakens. And this is why. Out of the movie Star Trek movie or Star Wars movies that I've seen in theater, the prequels and the new ones are the only ones that were new to me. I had already seen all the original ones before I went to see them in theater. I saw them in a dollar theater. The Force Awakens felt I had that little kid excitement seeing that movie. It felt like a Star Wars movie. I enjoy the prequel movies. I do. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Seeing Revenge of the Sith was awesome in the theater. But The Force Awakens, I felt joy watching that movie. I was excited. When I saw the Millennium Falcon, I freaked out. You know, stuff like that. And we saw it twice in the theater, but that first time, it was just amazing. You know?
And the first time was at the IMAX too, I think, wasn't it?
No.
I don't remember. I know we went to go see it at the IMAX.
No, we saw it at Rave, and then we went to the IMAX afterward. I think he wanted to go to the IMAX for the first screening, but I said no. Because I don't like the IMAX.
Well, you didn't know you didn't like it until after that.
We had already seen another one.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight.
Yeah. So that's my second one.
That's right. No. My second one, I don't have the exact date, but I think it was sometime around 1999. South Park, the movie. I think we went to Shreveport to see it. We went to the biggest, nicest theater we could find. It was just quite an experience. They'll have them ID us at the thing, and then having cops ID as you go into the actual screening room. And so it was just a whole theater full of college-age kids who, were the really true ones that could actually appreciate what was going on, because not only just all the potty mouth humor that was funny and everything, but all the political shit behind it too. As a college-age person, you feel that you can kind of understand that. I mean, then you grow up and realize that you were stupid in college and you didn't know crap about nothing.
There was a whole South Park episode devoted to that.
Mm-hmm. But just having a theater full of like college-age kids that could really appreciate it, and the part where Kyle's mom's A Big Fat Bitch song came on, where he goes, well, and then Kyle's like, don't do it. Well, don't do it. Well, and then he walks off stage, and walks out of frame, and literally everybody in the whole theater was just like, oh, because we already knew the song. And then he pops back on and starts singing it. Everybody was clapping and cheering and singing along. It was really, really, really just a fun experience.
All right. I wish I had the opportunity to see that one in the theater. We saw Team America, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost put that one on just because there's a funny story behind it. But I didn't. So you don't get to hear it. You'll hear that story another time. My last one. And I did this one last because, to be honest, it is probably my top all-time favorite movie-going experience, and I don't know that anything is... It's going to take something very, very special to top it. And this is actually a recent one, surprisingly. Blade Runner 2049. And I chose that because... And I really hope that at some point they re-release that in the theater so that I can take you to go see it, because it, to me, that movie in general, but most especially seeing that movie in the theater in a large format. I didn't see it in IMAX, but I saw it at the Rave Extreme screen. Is was just the definition of what cinema is. It was an absolutely beautifully shot movie. It just basically everything about it was perfect. From a technical aspect, and this is specifically what I'm talking about. The story is also fantastic, and I would rank the story up probably 9.5 stars out of 10 if I had to. But the technical aspects of it, everything from the cinematography to the colors to the music, just everything was so perfect. I went and saw that with our friend Josh, and we were literally just sitting there with our mouths just hanging open, basically the entire movie. I mean, it just blew us away how spectacular it was. And I hope that I get a chance to experience that kind of amazement in the theater again at some point. Because honestly, every time I go to the theater now, I'm comparing it almost to that. The technical aspects of the movie, it just blew me away. So yeah, that.
Okay, mine was fall 2005, summer 2005. I don't remember exactly when it came out. Goblet of Fire.
Oh.
I was living in Orlando at the time, and a bunch of us went to go see. Like, we were all like pretty excited. Most of the people in the house liked Harry Potter enough that wanted to go see the movie. So we all kind of like just went. Everybody in the house just kind of went and saw it together. Most of the girls and then most of us guys all went to go see it together. And we had already bought tickets in advance, so we were just sitting outside waiting to get in. And it was at downtown Disney, Pleasure Island. Well, Pleasure Island was kind of a club set, but it was downtown Disney basically. And it was the AMC. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was, but it was an AMC 24, and there was 24 screens in the theater. And so we were waiting outside, and if you've never been to there, you can't really understand the dynamic of standing outside there, because there was like the AMC theater was right here, and across like not really the street, but like the sidewalk area was House of Blues, and then Cirque du Soleil was next door to that, and then there was like some shops down next to that. So just being in that environment with a whole bunch of Harry Potter nerds, like most of which who dressed up and stuff, was really cool. So it was cool to see, opening night at a midnight showing. But what was spectacular about to me was like when we got there, there was only like they were going to show it on like 5 screens, but we got there like 10, and so we were waiting and waiting. And as they get closer to midnight, and more people were showing up and like buying tickets or whatever, we kept seeing on the digital marquee, like the screening, like the numbers of screens keep getting added and added and added and added. And by the time it was all over, by the time we got in, I think they bumped it up to they were showing it at like 14 screens at one time. So, but it was just really cool just to be able to look up, because I mean it's literally like 3 stories high. That's where the top of the marquee is. I mean it's huge, and so it was really cool to be able to go there with some Harry Potter nerds and just to see it, just like because they would like show the listing of all the movie screens. Like it's like the digital marquees that's like inside of the theater, but this was like outside, I guess is the best way to explain it. Yeah. Or like seeing the best comparison is like seeing the at an airport, like seeing the flights change. And so you see that like the names of the movies, like whatever movie was on, changed to Harry Potter and 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 Harry Potter. And so it was like, okay, let's like just get inside. Let's get inside and watch it. So, yeah.
And I was at a tiny theater in Haydenville, Missouri, to watch that.
So that's my third one.
And I think that was the first one that I went and saw in theater.
I think I saw. I think the only one I didn't see was the Philosopher's Stone. Was the only one I didn't see in the theater. I think all the rest of them I saw in theater. I think.
No, I saw Prisoner of Azkaban. I never saw either of the first two in theater. And I hope that I get a chance to someday, because that bugs me. Because like, some people collect sets of movies. I collect sets of movies in my mind that I've seen in theater.
Yeah.
You know? And I guess that's it for this video, but I wanted to speak briefly on The Dark Knight Rises. We went and saw that midnight premiere at the IMAX screen, and boy, that was
at the Fort Worth Museum.
Yeah, Fort Worth Museum. Man, that was rough too. God, we were in line for like 3 hours too, and we were far back. That was crazy that night. That was packed, and we left. And we went, I think we stopped to do some grocery shopping or something. We were getting food. And on the way home, we heard on the radio about the shooting. And it just, like, we just kind of didn't know what to do with ourselves. We were just like, oh my God. And it was the last midnight premiere that they ever had. That's why all the premieres now are at 7 or 8. They won't do at midnight anymore. And there's something special about midnight premieres, and I miss it. I miss them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been to, like, official midnight premieres. We went to, I don't even know how many.
I've been to tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of them. I actually went and saw all 3 of the Nolan Batman movies at midnight premieres, opening nights.
I did Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins I did not see in theaters.
So.
Insidious, we went to the midnight show of that. That was a good one too. Scared the shit out of us.
But yeah, there's just something about midnight showings that I think we saw King Kong at midnight showing. Me and Spencer and Jamie did. But there's just something special about that. It's just not the same going in on a Thursday evening at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
To see, I mean, yes, it's still fun to go to that premiere, like the first time something's been showing. When we went to go see, what was the most recent one that I can think of that was really big? Black Panther. That was like any of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
is going to be like that. But it's just not the same, you know, as standing outside at 11 o'clock at night in line at a movie theater in the middle of the night. So it's just not the same. So
getting there, you know, leaving the house and it's, you know, already dark. It's you know that you should be in bed, but you're like, no, I'm gonna go to the movies, and you know you're sacrificing part of the next day because you know that you're not gonna get home until 2:30. You know, and there was something just great about that, you know, and I miss that, and it sucks that was taken away from us. So yeah.
Damn you, little ass munch, whatever your name is, you're not even important enough to remember, but I'm still mad at you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Anyway,
that was some of our favorite movie-going experiences. We could talk about this a lot more. I mean, I didn't even get into a lot of them that I could have.
And this ended up being a longer video than we expected it to be, so our bad. Our bad.
It's all right.
And stuff. If you want the full-length version of it, check back whenever we can get the next podcast recorded.
Right.
It was supposed to be tonight, but somebody fell asleep on the couch watching TV, and somebody fell asleep in his bed watching TV. So.
And somebody never got back with us anyway. So.
So, anyways, that's it. Blessed be.
See ya.
See ya. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that message you're supposed to say at the end of videos.
Yeah.